Have you ever noticed someone who almost never posts pictures online? No selfies, no brunch photos, no vacations splashed across their feed. In a world that thrives on attention, these people almost seem invisible. But here's the twist. Their choice says more about their mind than most realize. It's not shyness, it's not laziness, it's psychology, plain and simple. And stick with me, because what you're about to discover might even explain your own relationship with social media. See, most of us post because we're trained to seek validation. Likes, comments, views. It's like a mini dopamine hit every time someone notices us. But some people just don't. They scroll, they observe, they live life quietly, without the constant need to broadcast it. And that silence, it's not emptiness, it's intentional. One reason is privacy over popularity. These people value control over their mental space. They're not antisocial, far from it. They just know that not everything in life needs an audience. While the world measures worth in likes and reactions, they rely on internal validation. Their self-esteem isn't built on digital applause. It's grounded in something real: self-awareness, self-knowledge, and the quiet confidence of knowing who they are. Think about it. Social media often encourages us to craft a version of ourselves. Every photo, every post, every caption becomes a performance. It's like we're auditioning for approval constantly. But those who refrain, they step out of the audition. They choose presence over performance. And trust me, that's harder than it looks. Some people don't post because they've learned the hard way about comparison. Psychologists call it social comparison theory. Constantly seeing others' highlight reels makes us measure our worth against things that aren't real. The filtered smiles, the staged sunsets, the perfect moments, they're not life. They're curated illusions. Choosing not to post is a shield against that. It's a quiet rebellion. Then there's the emotionally secure group. These people have what psychologists call secure self-esteem. They're confident, not cocky. They don't need to prove their worth online because they already know it. Posting selfies or updates wouldn't add to their sense of self. It would only distract them. And in a world where validation is constant, that's a superpower. Now, let's talk about the deep thinkers. You know the type. Introspective, reflective, always analyzing. These folks rarely post because they measure themselves by internal standards, not external ones. Psychologists call this an internal locus of evaluation. They value authenticity over applause, substance over superficiality. Sharing something online isn't automatic. It has to matter, truly matter, before it even leaves their mind. And here's something fascinating. Many of these people have learned to see life differently. By stepping away from the endless scroll, they notice things others miss. The way light changes across a wall, the subtle pause in a conversation, the sound of laughter in the distance. Life isn't just moments to capture, it's moments to live. They experience it fully, without framing it for someone else. But not everyone who doesn't post is peaceful about it. Some are quiet because of fear of judgment, rejection, or misinterpretation. Social media has a subtle psychological trap called self-presentational pressure. Even when we're not posting, we feel watched. And for some, that pressure is exhausting. Retreating becomes a coping mechanism, not a preference. They're not avoiding life, they're protecting themselves. And here's the paradox. The people who seem absent online often have the richest internal worlds. Their minds are overflowing with thoughts, ideas, and emotions. They don't broadcast it, but it's there. Their silence isn't emptiness. It's depth. It's calm. It's a quiet kind of rebellion against a culture that equates visibility with value. Psychologists also talk about psychological ownership, the feeling that something belongs deeply to you. Memories, experiences, small joys. When you post them online, that ownership subtly shifts. It becomes shared property, open to judgment and interpretation. People who don't post are protecting what's sacred. They live their lives fully, privately, without needing witnesses. Some of these individuals also experienced burnout from the digital world. Maybe they once shared everything, until one day it stopped feeling real. They realized posting wasn't about living, it was about performing. So they stepped back, slowly and quietly. No announcement, no drama, just peace. And in that stillness, they often find clarity and emotional freedom. What's even more interesting is how the brain reacts. Every time we post and get likes or comments, our brains release dopamine, reinforcing the need for validation. But people who resist that loop are exercising discipline, self-awareness, and an internal sense of worth that's rare today. They understand that happiness doesn't need digital affirmation. This also ties to authentic self-expression. In a world of filters and curated content, aligning your inner self with your outer life is hard. Those who don't post maintain that alignment. They experience, feel, and remember moments for themselves, not for a camera or an audience. Their life is lived in real time, unedited and unshared. And here's the secret many don't see. These quiet individuals are often the most present. They notice details, absorb experiences fully, and build real connections offline. Their friendships, conversations, and memories are deeper, richer, and more meaningful because they're not performed. Of course, some misunderstand them. People call them distant, mysterious, or cold. But that silence isn't a lack of feeling. It's a choice to live deeply. It's a calm assurance that being known by a few is better than being liked by many. In fact, the more someone stays off social media, the more their perception changes. Colors seem brighter, time slows down, interactions feel fuller. By avoiding the digital noise, they rediscover the real world. Moments that can't be captured in a frame. Moments that are messy, human, and deeply satisfying. And here is the profound truth. Not posting doesn't mean being invisible. It means reclaiming control over your identity, your experiences, and your peace of mind. It's discipline, self-awareness, and sometimes even courage. They've learned that real meaning doesn't need witnesses. So, next time you notice someone who doesn't post photos, don't assume they're shy, lonely, or disconnected. Maybe they've just discovered something most of us forget, that the most human moments are lived, not displayed. That silence can be a form of freedom, depth, and even rebellion. Which one are you? Are you someone who's quietly withdrawn to protect your inner world? Or do you sometimes feel the urge to step back from the constant scroll? Either way, there's a lesson here. Understanding yourself, even in a digital world, is the real power. If this made you pause, reflect, or see yourself in a new light, you belong here. And when you're ready to explore more of these hidden truths about human behavior, take a breath and subscribe, because we are still human.